on IT trainings, IT solutions, and HRO consultancy as well. So that is us. That is Maright Services. That is me, and I would like to get to know you. So let's start from the first person who came into the class. We should give you an award, Mr. Shegun. Let's get to meet you. Tell us about yourself. Hello, someone in the building?
Okay, I can. You said about my stuff or my name. What exactly?
Tell us about you. Tell us about you. Anything you'd like us to know about you.
Okay. I'm Godwin Ejiboshegun. That's all I think.
I cannot be all about you. Okay, because so let me point this. We're not just here to learn. Every opportunity that brings you in a space of more than one person is also another opportunity to network. You never can tell who Mr. Tolu would be to you tomorrow and who you'll be to Mr. Tolu tomorrow. So this is an opportunity. Let's get to know ourselves. Tell us how many children, what do you do, and why do you want to do this course? Let's just get to know you.
Okay, I'm Shegun Ejibo Godwin, and I teach, and also I'm interested in doing this because recently I've been having flair for IT, and then I'm married, 2 kids.
Okay, good to meet you. So this is how I want this class to run. We want to be calling ourselves something that isn't our name. So if you want to describe yourself with one word, what would it be?
If I want to describe myself with a word,
Yes.
I'm a teacher.
What did you say?
Teacher.
Okay, so we should call you Teacher Shegun.
Yes, Teacher Shegun.
Okay, so this is me. This is how I would actually like it to be. My name is Magdalene. It starts from M.
Okay.
I'm going to look for a word M that describes me. So I'm going to say Magnificent Magdalene. That is me. So if you want to call me, please feel free to call me Magnificent Magdalene. So Shegun, what S describes you?
Magnificent Magdalene. Me, I've never thought of that. Just leave me with Shegun. I'm a teacher.
So think of it. We want a very, very that we can call you, you know. That sound name we can call you.
Fish again.
No, we are not calling you Fish again. I'm gonna come back to you, Shegun. Please get back.
Okay. It's all right.
So tell us about yourself and tell us what name best describes you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yes. My name is Tolu and Samuel Oyelakin. I'm the first of my father and mother. I'm married. I work in the bank as an IT service desk, which I recently, as a virtual, I recently get the position into IT. I was a credit department in my organization. So recently, I just got the high selected position. So presently, that's where I am.
Hi, Tolu. We lost you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we lost you for a minute.
Okay. Wait there.
You said you're currently in your IT department. That's what
I'm passionate. Okay, I'm presently on IT service desk in my current place of work. And I'm passionate about God. I love people. I love to relate. I believe in strong relationship, as in tangible relationship. And you can call me Tolu Young. Yeah, there's my. I love people calling me that. I love to look young every day. So it's still. Tolu Young. So I'm good with that. So thanks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tolu Young. Okay. Tolu Young, Teacher Shegun, Magnificent Magdalene. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. So we will be commencing the class immediately, and hopefully, we're expecting a few people, like about 2 people, to join. And they would, I guess, they would just continue from wherever it is they meet us. But then today's class is going to be very introductory. It's going to be just we getting to know what the course is about, and just basically introducing us to the course generally. So right about now, I would like to hand over to the facilitator, who will be taking up from me. Thank you for indulging me, and good to finally talk to you guys in the class and beyond WhatsApp again. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the
Yeah,
class.
same here too.
Welcome.
You too.
Hi guys. Hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, is that Mr. Shegun? Hi.
Yes,
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 can hear you.
yes.
Yeah, Mr. Atulu, how are you, sir? I guess we should still be
Fine.
expecting a person for this class. So, uh, go. Okay, so this is my own real face. Like Mr. Shegun said, we are not going to be sharing our faces while the training is ongoing, but just because we know how the world we live in now is decentralized and can be done in at the click of. Right now, I'm somewhere remote from where you are, and all of us are seems to be in one place. So that's the advancement in technology, and that is one of the reasons why we are here. Um, my Oga have said, um, the class administrator, it's an honor to be part of the organization to deploy this training. I overheard her saying that, oh, the technical trainer is a Microsoft certified trainer. I just chuckled. The point is, I started as a novice, started as a nobody then too, and then here we are. With the help of God, we've been able to deploy um, hundreds, tens of and hundreds of trainings. So with testimonies, of course, one of the reasons why we do that is that we know that there's a gap, there's a knowledge gap. Okay, because there's a knowledge gap, people are yearning to get what the white guys are getting. How do I mean? Even our politicians are sending their children abroad, but with the power of the internet, with structured researches, then we can bring this whatever they are experiencing there, back home. So that's what Maright is doing, and they have been doing a fantastic job. So congratulations once again, because you 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 are on a scholarship, so to say. Why did I say that? For example, if you need to get these trainings, we are looking at trainings that will cost about $2,000. We are looking at the training that will cost at between the range of to 1,500 US dollars. Okay, but what Maright has done, they've done magnificently, and then sincerely, I like the team because they're always looking at how to help the Nigerian people. Of course, we are Nigerians, so our product is for us, is made by us and for us. Okay, the introduction has been done. So basically, this is what we are going to be doing. uh, for those of us that have registered for data engineering, like we said, it's going to last for 6 months. And because it's going to go for 6 months, all of us are working. What I mean, you're engaged, you go to work Monday to Friday. So Saturday and Sunday, you want to learn something new. You want to expand your course. You want to expand your knowledge. The more you learn, the more you earn. Okay, that's Maright is help to help you earn better. All right. Then for those of us that are doing data engineering, it's going to run for 6 months, like I said earlier. So our training is going to be in 3 phases. Okay. So the first 2 months will be on fundamentals. The second month will be on the next 2 months will be on data analytics, and then the last 3 months will be on data engineering, because we discovered that data engineering is wide. Okay, so we discovered that data engineering is wide, and so we've been able to structure a that's going to be beneficial, and it's going to be so easy for us to do. Okay, so we have another person in the class. I think we have Deborah Julius. So Deborah Julius, you are welcome. Welcome to my data science class, data analytics class. Okay, so the recording has started. So the essence of our recording is this. Number one, we have a YouTube channel where we put our training on. Okay, where you can always go back and visit our training. Okay, that's a useful. Then because you are paid for this class, so what we do is you have a first-hand information about it. So what we do is immediately after the class, we can share you the link, or we can download and send to you. But because you know what video does, it can be too heavy to download and upload and all of that. So what we do is we have a SharePoint. So from our SharePoint, we send you the link, and then you can go over the link, and then go over, ask questions. So please, like I've always said, Maright, I've partnered with them for some times now, and they are very wonderful. So one of the things we prioritize here is the habit of asking questions. You see, nobody knows it all. You get, I'm here to just guide and then help us to achieve that little aim, that big aim. So nobody is beyond correction. Okay. I want you to know, no question is stupid. No question is stupid. Ask your question. Number one, why? Because you have paid for this class. You have paid for the class. So if I were to pay for a particular training or anything, I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to, in fact, I don't know how to say it. I will make sure that I return the whole class. Why? Because I want to get every penny, value for every penny I've paid. All right. So welcome once again. Like we said, our class will run from 7 in the evening till 9. Just a 2 hours class. There are times you can extend. Probably we have a lot of hands-on. We are doing a lot of questioning and all of that. It's fine. I can sacrifice that too. It's okay. You understand? There are times we can do. So then, one thing is that if you know that you're not going to be joining a class, maybe tomorrow, let's say you won't be available tomorrow, kindly drop it on the platform. You have a platform like a WhatsApp chat. Just drop it there, please. If something comes up, maybe you have to rush somebody to the hospital. You understand what I mean? Why? Because we can't be too strict, and at the same time, neglect other aspects of our life. There are reasons, and if there's any reason So please, I would like to reiterate this. So if there's any reason for us to postpone this class, for example, let's say if there's any reason for us to postpone this class, let's say Nigeria is playing football, Nigeria is playing in Brazil tomorrow, and everybody wants to watch it tomorrow. I'm just saying, for example, or let's say just declare that everybody should just go and vote and no internet. You know, something. There's a reason why we cannot, do the class. Inform you 24 hours earlier. 24 hours earlier, at least near to that, to let you know I'm sorry. This class on Saturday night, might not be able to do it. But what we do, that's number one. Then number two, because we run our classes Saturday and Sunday. Okay, and we want something that is very convenient for everybody. So, if for example you cannot run our class on a Saturday or on a Sunday, that means we are owing you a class. You know what I mean? You understand? We are owing you a class. So that means we must look for an extra Saturday. You know, we must look for an extra Saturday. So if we should go for 8 weeks, so that means we must go for that extra 1 week to come. That is that. All right. Debbie Julius, you are welcome. Can I hear your voice, please? Can you hear me? Debbie Julius.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. There's no sir here. Maybe me too. I don't know. Maybe you have 3 children now. We don't know ourselves. Everybody here. We are just getting to know ourselves. So my name is Adedotun. We have Olu Ilaki here. We have Godwin Shego, and then we have other host of people here. They've done the introduction before you join the class. So just wanted to introduce yourself and what you do, and the reason why you want to take this class. You know, can you in 2-3 minutes? Can you quickly go?
Okay, my name is Ube Deborah. Currently, I'm waiting my NYSC, like to go for service, and then I joined the class to build my career on data analysis. So that's it.
Can't hear that. We can't hear your last statement. The reason why you joined.
Okay, I said I joined the class to build my career on data analysis. So that's the part I've chosen to go into.
All right. So then we have an aspiring data analyst in the house. So we are really well. So okay. So if so, you are welcome, Deborah. Everybody is welcome. So now we are going to the class properly. Like I said, it's going to be 2 hours, and please feel free to ask your question. Feel free. All right. I'm going to be sharing my screen now, and then I'm going to be doing this right away. I don't know, can you see my screen? So please, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see it, sir.
Yeah, I can see it.
I can see it.
Okay. So please, I want us to confirm what we can see on the screen before I go ahead, please.
Um,
Microsoft
Azure
Azure.
Virtual Training day, data fundamentals.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay. So so like I said, don't forget, let me go over this again. Our training is going to last for 6 months, and then it's broken into three phases. So for the first 2 months, we're going to be doing data fundamentals. The next 2 months, we're going to be doing data analytics. Okay, remember you paid for data analytics. Remember, some of us pay for data analytics, and some of us has paid for data engineering. So for those of us that has paid for data engineering, we now do data engineering in the last 2 months. Why? So at the end of the day, you are able to cover the old stuff. You are able to cover the old stuff. All right. So now we are going to be exploring core data concept. So okay, so we are going to be looking at this area. For example, when you study, okay, let me bring up my okay, so here we are going to be looking at core data concepts. What is your data? Then we are going to be looking at the role and responsibilities in the world of data. Okay. Then we're going to be describing the concept of relational data. This is where your Sequest comes in. Then we will look into concept of non-relational data. Non-relational data. Here we'll be talking about your Cosmos DB, your Cosmos DB. Your DB means database. Cosmos DB. So you are going to be having that understanding of your relational data and your non-relational data. Then we will look into the concept of data analytics. Okay, that's for our fundamental. Okay, so if you are using a mobile device, you might have to zoom your image so that it will be easier for you to see what you have on your screen. So for your fundamentals, if you look at what I wrote here, you'll be seeing form. It means fundamentals. For your fundamentals, so your fundamentals serves as a basis for data analysts. If you, for example, you want to become a data analyst, it also serves as a basis for if you want to learn Power BI. So I want you to know that in the course of this training, you are going to be learning Power BI. It comes with this training, and we are going to be taking deeper into Power BI. Because that will really help you into learning, becoming a data analyst. And we're going to be taking you deeper into Sequest server. I don't know if you are familiar with SQL. Your SQL means structured query language. Structured query, to query a language. SQL. So it's a scripting language that helps you understand, or that talks to data. So let me show you how a SQL server look like. As you can see my screen. Okay. I have a server here. Okay. So here, this is a SQL server. If you can see this arrow moving, you can see Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So this is SQL Server. So this studio helps you to query the server. So can you see the different query language I have run on this particular data? Can you see? Don't worry, you'll be able to do this. If you don't know how to do it, you will be able to do it. I promise you, it's a promise. See, we will do it, and you will love the fact that you can do something like this. Okay? See, you'll be able to do this, query your data, ask questions, build, you'll be able to do this. Okay. So as you can see, there's a data here. As you can see a data here. Of course, if you look at this data, order ID, there's date, there's revenue, there's cost, there's customer ID. You understand? So if I run any of this now, it will, though right now it's disconnected. If you look at it here, it's disconnected. But meanwhile, if I need to run anything, I would connect it back and then we'll run it. Okay. That's your secret. Please, I would want us to ask questions in this class. Okay, so that we know that my people are there. Okay, so let me now take you to. So now you have seen, I've shown you the Sequest server, how it look like. So let me now take you to one of the most powerful tools in the world called Power BI. It's so powerful to the fact that they have to name it Power BI. So this is a Power BI. So now look at it. Your Power BI 2 your Power BI 2 is displaying data just the way your Sequest server 2 is displaying the data. I hope you can see the relationship. So your Power BI 2 has some sort of code scripting. Look at it at the top here. So you can see, for example, so inside your Power BI, you can build a model. So all of these will explain to you. So what is a model? Your model is the relationship between different data. So here, you can see there are 3 data here. There's the data names HP 98 to 2012. There's another data names 2013 to 2022. Then inside there, you have what we call a union data. Why? Because here now, these 2 data has been joined together. But what we are talking about is that with Power BI, you can build data model. Model means that relationship that is between this and this, and that is between this and this. So if I go back to our Sequest server in this place, Sequest server 2 has the ability to also show us the data model. It can also show us how our data can be modeled in this place too. So these are 2. So for example, if you are joining us with a mobile device, you can see that you are on a long thing. You might not be able to run because as the time is going, you will have to download this and then begin to do this by yourself. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this is where it happens. So these are the things you learn and now say, oh, I'm a data analyst. Do you understand? So as you are building these things, one of the advice we always give is that, see, if you run the smallest code, this is what I mean by the smallest code is this. For example, if I say select from this now, if I run this code here and it gives me this, even by running that, you can screen grab your computer and go and post it on your LinkedIn page and say, today I ran this code today. People will clap for you. Why? They said, man, I'm learning something new. Some people will look at this thing, they will walk past. But as time goes by, you are running one single line of code, a time will come, you will run complex code, complex scripts. You understand? You will run it and you'll be proud of yourself. There was a particular, maybe when we will get there. We will get there because if you look at this particular table, get there. Just a minute. It's kind of So I don't want to meddle anything up. I'm just trying to water the ground for us. So like I said, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to call me back and say, I'm sorry, Oga, I don't think I understand what you're saying. Or I think you understand. Please feel free to call me back. Nobody is, we have paid for this class and we must get value for our money. So if you are enjoying it and you are learning something new, just also let me also know. So your feedback is important to us. Okay, so while that is loading, let me move on. I'll come back to that. So I was still trying to explain. I was trying to explain. This is another tool, like I said, it's called Power BI. Okay, so from there, your Power BI. This is the data, of course. This data inside your Power BI. If I click this is another data, which that is 98 one. If I click this, it will give another data. Okay, so here, if I come to this report pane, on your Power BI, you have what we call your report pane, you have your data pane, and then your model pane. So if I come to the report pane, this is where all your data modeling, all your data visualization is being carried out. You understand? So if you see now, you will see some graphs. Okay, you see some graphs. So here, this is where you do all your data now, your data modeling, data visualization. So everything you are seeing here, that look like figures that you don't understand and all of that. So you can come back here and then it look like picture to you. You know, it will be easier for you. It look like picture. So for example, if I say this data now, look at it at this edge. This data now is the production, honey production data. Okay, it's a data where some company was producing honey. Okay, so the data ran from 1998 to 2002. Okay, so inside that data, we have their price per kilo, and then we have the production value in naira. We have the states, different states. Then we have the stock, we have the total production, and then we have the year. You understand? So we have the year. So what I ran here is, simply is just the year. Let me. Just a moment. Yeah, I want so that you can see it very well. Okay. Okay, so I can change this to area chart. I can change it to area chart here. You understand? I can change to a stack diagram, change to here. This is what we have. Can change to pie chart if I so desire. Yeah, I think, do you understand? So this is where you get the visualization. Just get, okay, all those data, what are they saying? You understand? So this is a special tools that helps you, And one thing is that once you understand these tools and you can use them, you are like 10 times better than people out there, because it gives you a very huge advantage. And then the reason why we are doing this is that by the time you are getting to your data engineering, all these ones, how will I put it? They will be like a primary school job, like a primary school ideas to you, because data engineering has its own tool called Synapse. It has its own tool called Synapse. That one, you cannot download it on your computer. So I need to let you know now from the beginning. You can't download Synapse on your computer. That one. So, which means that we now have to now take you to the cloud and I'll begin to show you the cloud environment called Azure. So for you to see how the environment looks like. So don't forget, today we are doing introductory classes so that you see all those things. So I've spoken about Power BI. I've spoken about okay. So let me take us to
SQL.
Yeah, I've spoken about SQL. Yeah, SQL Server. Then there's one more I will also want to speak about. Okay.
Sorry, bro. The Synapse. How are we going to work around that one?
That's what I'm saying. There are two more I'm going to speak about now. Number one, Azure Data Studio. And number two, Azure Synapse. So now, everything I've shown you down so far is called on-prem. On-prem means they are on your machine. You can download them, you can work them, you can put them on a server in your company. You understand what I mean? Let's assume your company don't have a database server or they have a storage server, and then you are working as an IT person and you are the one in charge. So it's within you there. Now, after knowing all of this one now, we now move to what we call cloud. I don't know our knowledge about cloud, but don't worry, we are in good hands. We are going to be showing you what cloud's all about. Of course, we might not have enough time to show you, but at least there's no way somebody will be talking about it. I've heard this before now. I've had some little training around it. So from there, we'll be looking at Azure Data Studio. So the cloud platform we are going to be using is called Azure, Microsoft Azure. It's called Microsoft Azure. I need to now move on now. Okay. Okay, so remember, I was showing you Power BI. The Power BI I was showing you resides on my laptop here. So everything I'm doing can also be sent to the cloud. As I'm working here, I can be working. Probably Mr. Tolu is the MD, and Madam Deborah is the Chief Executive Officer, and maybe Mr. Shegun is the Marketing Manager, and was this our administrator that introduced the class happened to be the IT manager, and all of you now decide to hire me as the small person in the company and say, Oga, come and be doing data analytics for us. We have server, we have this, we have that, I say, okay, thank you. And all of you decide to now be paying me small money. Say, okay, no problem. Now, as I'm working, of course, you decide to give me a laptop. All of you too, we have laptop we are working on. All of you too, you have mobile device you are working on. That's good. But we are in 21st century business world. You don't want to call me before I give you reports. If you have worked in those environments where your boss is calling 2 a.m. like this, I've once worked in a place where my boss will call me 2 a.m. for a report. So I learned to switch off my phone by 11 o'clock. And then later, I now discovered that it's not actually good to be switching on your phone through the night. So I now learned to put phone in silence and then, that kind of thing, which was not me. Why? I don't want to be picking calls 2 a.m. Because it is in that middle of the night that he is ready to especially when it's time for payments. Towards the end of the need data, you'll be asking this person, how many did this person do? And this number is not tallying with this, because it's going to multiply that number with the certain amount of money so that you use it to pay them. And you want to cheat them. He doesn't want to pay them huge. So all through the nights, my head will just be banging. So now, thank God, Microsoft came to our head. So which means that if Mr. Tolu, the MD, or Madam Deborah, the CEO, they want a solution, or they want to see what is going on in their company, and Mr. Tolu is somewhere in Anambra, and Madam Deborah is somewhere in Canada, and Mr. Shegun is somewhere in where would you like to be? Maybe Japan. They want to know what is going on. So that means we need to build a decentralized system that is secured and powerful, that every one of us can have shared access to. Exactly, that's what. So imagine what we are doing now. We are having a very secure meeting. Hope you know. We are using what platform? Teams. It's a very secure meeting. Anybody that doesn't have that link cannot join this team, cannot join this meeting. In fact, if somebody join that team, here where I am, I must allow the person to come in. You understand what I mean? So it's very secure. So let's imagine we are having what we call, how will I put it now? All these board executive meeting. Yes, board executive meeting. So that means we can do our board executive meeting on Teams. It's still the same manner that we are talking, that we also talk. So you say, okay, Mr. Adedotun, can you tell us where we are? We hire you. What have you been doing? Let's see what you have been doing. Do you understand? So, but that means if you are having board meeting, that means I have to leave my office and come and stand in front of you and start presenting to you and say, okay, in the month of so, this is the sales we had. In the month of so, this is how much we lost. In the month of, you understand that kind of a thing. But meanwhile, knowledge and technology has moved far beyond that. So which means the Power BI helps you. Okay, now you have hired me now. I'm going to be using your server, using your Power BI. So the Power BI I will have that Power BI on my laptop. Like I have it. Let me go back to that Power BI. I'll have that Power BI on my laptop like I have it now. So I'll have it, I'm working. Now nobody sees what I'm doing. Okay? Nobody sees what I'm doing. Nobody sees what I'm doing. But if I go back here, let me switch my screen. And I go back to, of course, this is a browser. So a browser means that thing I'm going over the internet. You understand what I mean? And I sign into the name of our company is Glacial Purpose. Let's assume, or let's say, because this is the account that we have, Glacial Purpose or Maright.com or something. That's the name of our company. And then, and don't forget, I happen to be a staff, and then created an identity for me. And I'm signing in. So what I'm signing in into is the Power BI on the net. So there's a Power BI on the cloud. I don't want to go too deep so that I will not begin to convince everybody. No, I don't want to convince us. So that's what I'm saying. Always ask question. Whether you are close to me or not, ask question. Ask question so that you begin to okay, how does this thing work? But if you know how it works, no problem. So, sir, can you see this? Can you see that this is another Power BI you are seeing here? But this Power BI is inside where? Inside the browser. You understand what I'm saying? It's inside a browser, as you can see. If I switch my screen again, this is another Power BI. This is the Power BI on the laptop. See, look at it. You get what I'm saying? This is the Power BI on the laptop. But I'm also having another Power BI. Let me switch again. On, over the internet. So what's going on here? I hope somebody would ask, what's going on here? So now what we have over the internet is called Power BI services. Power BI services. Okay. I according to the class administrator, she said we should have our notes. I don't know if we have our notes and we are writing. But so that it won't be like some of us are cramming Power BI services. Do you understand? So here now we have Power BI services. It's called services. Why? Because you can view what has been done in your server room. Remember, you have hired me and I'm working in the server room or I'm working as a staff in the building. Remember, Mr. Shegu is in Japan. Remember, Mr. Tolu is in, let's say, Canada. And then the CEO is somewhere, you understand, everybody is in Germany. But we are all in this board meeting. You know, we are all in this board meeting. And we want to see. So you can see that even from this Power BI, we can chat in Teams. Look at it. Can we all see it? We can chat in Teams. You can begin to chat the team members that, okay, you are a member of this company, then what's happening here? So now, the one here on the browser here is called Power BI Services. It's called Power BI Services. Now, if I switch my screen now, and I come here, what do you see? You are seeing Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop. Of course, we all know what a desktop is. Your normal computer, your laptop, your desktop, the one you put on the desk. So this Power BI is the one you will download and you will load like your normal application on your normal application on your computer. Like your normal application on your computer. So what will now happen is that you will be working on it. But do you know that you are the only one that can see it because it's your computer? Do you remember? Are you getting the scope now? So as an IT staff in your company, I'll be the only one to see what is going on. The MD is not seeing it. The man that has paid me is not seeing it. You understand? My immediate boss, they are not seeing anything. You know what I'm trying to say? But we are working. We are analyzing data. We are doing that. Should remember, we have data here now. We are analyzing data. We are creating models. We are doing a lot of stuff. We are doing visualization work. But you cannot see it. So now so the Power BI service, like I said, is the one on cloud. So I don't want us to miss it out. That's one. The other one is one in cloud. So that's why we have your cloud services now. You have ever heard of cloud before? So I don't want to, when I say cloud now, I don't want to believe the one we have that water, the sky that water fall from. But if you don't understand, just let me know so that I will know how to explain to you better. I will take time to explain to you better if you don't understand what I mean by cloud. Okay, so for the benefits of, for me too, let me explain what a cloud services is.
Sorry, before you go further, can I ask a question?
Please, who is speaking? Is that Segun Otolu?
Yeah, this Tolu.
Okay, go ahead.
Tolu. Yes. So, boss, you talked about the Power IB on desktop and the Power IB service. Now, whatever you're doing on your desktop, will it automatically show on your Power service if you log on?
Exactly. Not automatically if you have not given the command. So that is what I want to say. Before I now explain to you what your cloud is, you want to first of all understand the difference between what belongs to me and what belongs to everybody. You know what I mean? This thing belongs to me, or it belongs to everybody. If you are a married man, your wife belongs to you. You understand? But if you have a pastor, yes, you have a pastor. But does your pastor belong to you alone? No. You know what I mean? It belongs to everybody, every member in the church. So that's how it is. So your pastor becomes a shared commodity, shared services. So if there's any services you need to that your pastor is rendering to you, it's not only you that's going to render that service to. It's going to render it to everybody. Why? Let's say he's preaching and then that kind of service like that. So it's rendering it to a lot of people. So that service you are enjoying, that thing you are enjoying from that person belongs to everybody. But if you are married, your wife belongs to you. Nobody shares that with you. So your desktop, your Power BI desktop belongs to that particular machine that is you are working on with. So you can decide to share what you are doing with, like I said, everybody. But that everybody will be within an organization. Do you get? So let me explain. Let me go back again. Okay. Yes, within an organization. So remember when I was about to sign in, you were seeing different, sign in something. You were seeing different organization names. Do you know? You get, we're seeing organization name. So if I come here now, if I come to this profile, this now, you will see. See, it said Grace at what now? At gracechapurple.com. So the Gracia Purple is the name of an organization. For example, when you see something like MTN.com, you understand? So if you work with MTN, it will now be Tolu at MTN.com. That's an organizational email. You get the idea, sir.
Yes,
So so if you go to app.powerbi and you use your organizational email to sign into Power BI, do you know what you see? You will see what your organization is doing. Your organization, what they are doing. That's what you see. You don't see this thing that I'm showing you. It is that your why? Because Microsoft Power BI is built in such a way that it only responds to organizations because they are for organizations. So why do you want to be a data analyst? Is it to be sitting there at home and be saying no now? It's to work for organizations and make money. That's the reason. So that is built for organizations. So virtually all Microsoft products and services are built for organizations. So they are enterprise. That's why they are the best. Not because I happen to be an MCT or a Microsoft Certified Trainer, no. But if you look at technology, you would want to learn technology that people will pay for. You understand? Pay for that skill. Don't you know how to use email? Yes, you can use email. Don't you? There are over 360 services on Google domain that is very free that one can use. You understand? But virtually companies don't really use Google product. How do I mean? People don't use Gmail to send official mail. They use Outlook. If you know what I mean,
yes,
bro, you get they use
yes,
Outlook.
yes.
So that means you must understand how Outlook works. So now this is it. If I click, can you see this Power BI corner? If I click this corner now, for those of you that are working, you already know what this is saying. This particular corner, let it come up now. You will see what I'm saying. So you can see these are Microsoft products that are people use at work. So you can see Excel, you can see Google Form, PowerPoint, SharePoint, Stream, Teams. You understand? Why? They are look at this one now. You see Power BI. See Power BI, Power Automate, Power Apps, SharePoint. By the time we are done with this class, and then we want to save our work because we are recording this class. By the time we are done and we stop recording, the moment we stop recording, this video of this class, we go and save directly automatically into what we call SharePoint. Your SharePoint is like a server, a file server that is owned by, so it's so secure that if you are not in that organization, you can't have access. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm just saying the reason why this one is still better than Google products. So now, answer your question. Okay, so we have two people to want to answer a question. Can we take it one after the other? Okay, Mr. Solu, you can go first, then Shegun.
Okay. Now, is there any limitation between the Power BI desktop and Power BI service? As in, for example, can you be doing something on your desktop, Power BI desktop, and you have to go back to Power BI service to complete it? Is there any limitation, or it's just for you to just work and just send it to the Power BI service?
Okay, I understand. There are some for Power BI services, which is your web-based Power BI. There's a limitation. It is basically used for virtualization. I said sorry. Did I say virtualization? Sorry. Basically used for visualization. Sorry, not for virtualization. To visualize, to see things. See, you can see my screen. You can see different things. You can see. That's what is basically used. I said basically. That's what it's used for. Here, I cannot create model here. There's no way to create model. Remember, I was showing you model the other time. But I can edit. Okay. See, I can edit my visualization. Look at it here. I can edit my visualization. But I can't create model here. I can't create model. I can't run measures. I can't run calculated columns. Don't worry. Those are deeper stuffs. We'll get there. You understand? So according to you now, are there sorry, what's the English again? Remind me of the English you use.
Limitation.
Limitation, yes. So that's the limitation for your Power BI services. The Power BI service is to just visualize. It's to just visualize. Now, I'm trying to do something before it escaped my mind. So let me go back to this report. Now, remember, when I go back to this report is on my desktop. Remember, Power BI desktop, as we all can see it. Now, I have signed in as Grace, of course, because I have signed in. I already signed in to the company's account. So, if I own an account there, it will be the. You understand? So if I work with MTN, it's going to be adedotun.ologun@mtn.com. Do you understand what I mean? So signing in here now shows that, okay, but because of the training we are doing, we need to get a domain entirely to do this so that you can explain, you can understand this. All right. So now we have signed in and then you have done this visualization. It's very beautiful. You understand? Here you can see the percentage of whatever. Don't worry about what is written, but just look at the visuals. That's what I just wanted to see. So you understand? Just look at the visuals. That's what I want you to see. Okay. So now, let's assume this person has already finished this work. And then all the guys that I mentioned, the CEOs, the MDs, the line managers, and they needed to see what is going on. So all you need to do is to come here, see, publish. And don't forget, the title of this is table join reports. So that we can track it, table join report. So do you want to save? You save. So you publish your work. So as you publish your work, it automatically takes you to that your Power BI services. It's just, that one is for visualizing, just to view. So let's say your boss is traveling, is in the airplane. So by the time he's landing, instead of him calling you to say, how far about the work I've given to you, he will just launch his mobile phone, go to Power BI service on his mobile phone, and then see what you are doing. You know, he won't be able to edit what you are doing, but at least you know, you can say, can I make comment? Can I say, okay, this is. So now, in a training team, we are running a training. So the workspace we created, what do I mean by workspace? Now, workspace means that, for example, I can say HR department, I can say admin department, I can say operations, I can say IT department, I can say sales department, I can say marketing department. You understand the idea? So in saying sales department, marketing department, that's the different workspace that we are talking about. So of course, in marketing department, you have people working in marketing department. Then you want people to see what you people are doing in marketing department. So if Mr. Tolu is in marketing department and Mr. Shegun is in operations, you don't need to see what they are doing. No. If Deborah is in account department, doesn't need to know she doesn't need to know what's happening in HR department. You understand? And she doesn't need to know what's happening in IT department or sales department. But that's why we have different departments. But you know that some people, they are a member of the organization. For example, your line manager, your line manager can be added to operations. Remember, IT. So you understand like that. But if an MD you understand, or operation manager now will be added into some other groups that is beyond your own level of you understand. So which means that the MD of a company will be able to see what is happening in HR, what is happening in admin, what is happening in, you understand what I mean like that now. But you won't know because you are just a staff now. So I'm saying that there are different level of access. Okay. So what you do, let's just put it in this training team and then select it. So he's saying table. So this report now, table join report is publishing it to Power BI. So what did he say? Success. He said we should open the table join in Power BI. You see it. So got it. Now let me switch. Let me go back to our. So now it's up to you. You have the MD, you are the manager, you are the CEO. So all you need to do is to, for example, now if I refresh this place now. So Mr. Shegun, can you ask your question? Why this place is
My question, I don't really have question, but I'm just trying to observe because I'm new to all this. So what I'm
what
looking at
you are
is,
new.
yes, I don't have any prior knowledge to this. So what I want to be sure of is you mentioned model, you mentioned Power
and
BI
then
service, Power BI desktop, and so I mentioned cloud. You want to go back, you wanted to go into cloud before the question came in, right? So I
exactly.
want to know these things you are going to re-explain. You are going to have we are going to have a more elaborate class on this, detailed class on this, right?
What did you say, sir?
I want to be sure. I think we are going to be having a more elaborate. This is just introduction, giving us let me see now.
Exactly. It's just
But you're
introduction.
not started the class proper, right?
No, sir. It's just introduction.
Okay,
For you
okay.
to
So I
know,
want to be sure.
what you are, what and what that you'll be exposed to. I'm happy that you said you don't even know anything about this. Now that consciousness, you can now begin to say, oh, Power BI. Oh, I heard. So if you go to work on Monday and somebody mentioned Power BI, you call them and say, bro, what did you say now? I heard you say Power BI. You want to, why? You are already getting, do you understand? So that's how it is. So this is just introduction for you to, it's like, how they take it through outline. I'm taking it through outline for you to see that these are things you will delve into. Okay. So I want Madam Deborah, please your question.
Okay, based on I want to ask under the visualization. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
under
not
the
giving.
visualizations, you were opening a particular part where they are different charts, the bar charts and
Can you see the screen right
the
now?
pie charts. I can see it.
Okay.
So I want to know if there's an automatic way of representing the data in this format, like in this charts way. Like after getting data in a particular table, if there's a way if there's like a pattern or maybe an option of clicking on it for it to be represented in this charts format. I don't know if you get. Or if someone gets data in a table, you have to go and represent this, like prepare the bar charts from the stats on your own.
Okay.
I don't know if you get me.
Yes, I get your question. I would want you to look at your screen very well. I would want you to look at your screen very well.
What I did in our class.
Okay, so like I was saying, I want you to look at your screen very well. So your question is, how do we take this? Like, for example, we have a pie chart here, and then can you automatically now turn to a bar chart like we have here? So one thing about visualization is this, though we've not started purely, but because this has aroused questioning, like I said, there are three major things in Power BI. Number one, here is your report. If you look at it, this page, this tab helps you to do your report, and this is the page for reports that we are in. Then number two is your data. If I click on it, it will show you the data that was loaded inside. You know, the ABC, the 1, 2, 3 of the data that was loaded inside. Then number three is your data modeling. Model means that you can look for the relationship between this data. Okay, the relationship, how are they related? You understand? How are they related? For example, you can have a customer data, then you can have an order data, order to make an order. So what's the relationship between order and customer? No, the customer go order. Now customer go order now. So if you have customer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your customer who can make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orders, can make 1 order, can make 10 orders. That's the relationship. You understand what I'm trying to say? So if you now come back to your report, you now want to, okay, let me go back to this data. So from your data, this is the data that was loaded, the 1, 2, 3 of the data. So by this side here, where they wrote field, I don't know if you can see field, where they wrote field, this is the data. This is where those data will, as you are looking them to Power BI, this is where they will be hiding themselves. You understand? This is where they'll be hiding themselves. So from here, if
I can't hear you, sir.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard? Hello? Hello, Mr. Atolu? Hello, Mr. Atolu, can you hear me? Mr. Segun, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay. I don't know why Mr. Atolu is not here. I want to be sure that he's still in the meeting. Okay, Mr. Atolu, when you are back, just let me know so that I can attend to your question. So I was trying to attend to Ms. Deborah's question. Like I said, when you are coming with your data anywhere, your data can be coming from your Sequest server, your data can be coming from Excel, your data can be coming from the internet, your data can come from anywhere. We have not started Power BI, okay? But based on our question, that data will come and reside there. For example, somebody travel and they are coming to your house. Where would they first stay? You stay in the sitting room, the parlor. So this is the parlor of the data Power BI. This is where what do you bring for me? You understand that kind of thing? So you can see them. So now, from there now, you now say, okay, I want to even see what you brought for me. I want to see the whole of you. I want to see how you look like. I want to see your face. You now go on generator. Let us assume the person entered in the night. So for them to see them clearly, you want to visualize, you want to, there's some people that when they come like this, be shouting, hey, now be, jumping on each other. So that's you're having a proper visualization about it. You're having a proper visualization about it. So because you're having a proper visualization about it, you can turn them around. You can say, yeah, jump up, yeah, turn around. I like your dress. That kind of a thing. You are seeing what you are liking what you are seeing. You get? So of course, don't forget, if you look at this edge again, that field, you still have the same data. You still have the same data. But beside the field is your visualization. I'm saying this is how to view this data, to see what is inside. But don't worry, when we get there, we start seeing it. So we can begin to move from one to, if I pick matrix now, let me put gauge now. I hope so you can see. Look at this data. So this data will look at the total production, and their total production run to about 5 billion naira. You understand? So I can put it. You get the idea. So when the time comes, now remember that we have published this data by using this button. So I am working on this particular Power BI desktop in the office. But my ogas, they've all traveled and they want to see what is going on. All I need to do after finishing my work, I just publish. And then that I've done before. So now, as the oga that all of you be now, you now go to Power BI services. Okay, what is this now? Oh, you're having technical details. What's going on? I was unable to read the application data. Okay. We're having technical issue with the technical guys. Where are you? What the technical issue? So I'll code 1 hour. So I have to sign in again to Power BI. Okay, so I'll try to sign in again to Power BI, like I said. So these are other accounts. So, but we are using this Grace account. Okay. So it recognizes where I am and it's greeting me good evening. So if you are in Japan, it can be greeting you good night. If you are in America, it can be greeting you good morning. You know what I mean? So, so now don't forget, now this is the dashboard for the Power BI services that is on the cloud. You know, that we are accessing via the Chrome, via the internet. You understand? So, and don't forget, when we publish our Power BI, we publish into training team, if you remember. Training team. So, because at this side, I have my workspace here. I have workspace here. So here is the workspace. I've explained what your workspace is. Your workspace is different, like grouping people into how they work. You know, different departments. So, for example, now, if you see this dashboard now, you look at this dashboard. This is a particular group. This is another particular group. This is another particular group. So, if you don't have access, you might not see. But because, of course, like they are an admin of a particular company, you have access to everything. So, if you don't have access, you won't have access to see every other thing. But if you have access, you have access to see other things. So now let me now go into this training thing. I go into this training thing. Remember the name of our Power BI stuff from the desktop. Let me go back to desktop. Remember the name. The name is table join report. Remember. So can you see now? We now have table join report. Can you see? Now look at the information. The table join report. So it's a type of report. Okay. Now it's inside the training thing. Now look at this. Can you see? What can you see? The date and time. And you see that exact time that I loaded this. So you cannot tell me that, bros, this thing is there before now. No, it's not there. Look at the time. Look at the date. It was that time that I published it. I just published it about 8:30. What time? What time are we now? Maybe I published at 8:29. Maybe we are in what time now? 8 what? 8:42. So that's about less than 10 minutes ago. You know, I have to reload and restart and sign in again. About 10 minutes ago. So I can always, go inside this table and then show the report. And you see, show the report. So this is the report that I published. You know, the report that Ms. Deborah was asking question about the other time. So which means that all she needs to do is to just sign in to that particular Power BI account of the organization and then see what is going on. So this answered the question Mr. Tolu asked the other time, that the limitation. Now, see the limitation now. See another limitation. So let me switch back to this place. Of course, see your Power BI. See your table join. Can you see table join? Now, see what is displaying now on our dashboard. I've used Gauge, this design. This analytics is called Gauge. So this has gauged the total production for all the year combined together. From that 1998 to 2000, about 20-something years combined together. Yeah, is giving us 5 billion. It's giving us 5 billion total production for 20 years. But on your Power BI services, look at what we are seeing. We are still seeing pie charts. You know what I'm trying to say? So it does not automatically upload, you get. So all I need to do is to come here and then publish again. Do you understand? So once I publish, if I click save now, so he's saying that I already have this. I can replace, I can cancel. So let me just cancel. So from here, if I need to bring that gauge, the gauge here, if I need to bring it here in the Power BI classes, I can come to this edit and then click on the gauge. Automatically, I have the gauge. You understand? So, like I said, we've not started our class. This is just for us. So now, let me now take you to the last thing that I'm going to be talking about tonight is the cloud services. So one of the cloud services we'll be looking into is Azure Platform. Okay, Hi, Mr. Tolu. Hello, Mr. Tolu.
Hello, sir. Sorry, I have a technical issue.
Sorry,
My phone is still good.
So it's okay. You have not missed anything much. Okay. So, like I said, we are gradually coming to the end of the class. So I'm going to be giving us like 2-3 minutes to ask our question. But before we do that, so finally, I want to just introduce us to the cloud. You know, so what's the cloud? When we say cloud, what do we mean by cloud? Is it the one that the rain is falling from? You know, definitely not. But whether we like it or not, all of us are using these services. If you send any email, anytime the day you sign up for an email, you have been using cloud services. The day you sign up for an email, you have been using yes. Why? Because if I take you back to your Power BI here, these are Power BI here, and I say, okay, look at this Microsoft product. So if I say, look at this Microsoft, also all these Microsoft products that you are looking at, they are in cloud. Meanwhile, cloud service means that you are renting somebody's space to use their service. You are renting somebody's space. So maybe in our next class, which is tomorrow, we're going to be delving so much into the cloud so as you understand the concept of the cloud. You understand? The reason why we are doing this is that you cannot do data analytics on your own without the cloud environment anymore. Now, the Power BI has shown you that. Why? Even if you're a data analyst, you now have the machine, you have the server, you have your laptop, and you're working. Now, only you go see what they do now. You understand? Now, only you. Until your Ghana call you, where are you? Where's the report? Blah, 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 blah. Do you want me to sack you? Say, no, sir. Okay. Now send the report. Now After you now send the report, you download the report. When you download the report, you now bring up Power BI. You now begin to load. That's it. You know what I'm trying to say? That's a very long process. But the moment you finish your work, what do? You publish. And once you publish, everybody that has access that need to see that work, you see it. And you are able to sleep in the night. So you need cloud environment, even in data analytics. So, like I said now, I'm going to be introducing one or two things to us. I'm going to be introducing one or two things to us before we end this class. So that is Azure Platform. That is Azure Platform. That is Azure Platform. So your Azure Platform is owned by Microsoft. You can see all these Microsoft products. So all these are Microsoft products. All of them are on the cloud. Okay. All of them are on the cloud. So we'll be explaining this one later as time goes by. So let's see this. So we have 10 more minutes for this class. 10 more minutes for this class. So before that, I'm going to be introducing us to Azure Platform. So basically, when you say portal.azure, portal.azure, so don't worry, whether you are hearing this concept for the first time or you've read about it before, it's not an issue. Okay. Now, I hope you can all see my screen. Now you can see the title of what you are looking at. This is a gateway to the greatest and the biggest cloud platform ever. That's the gateway to it. When I mean gateway, it's like you want to enter a campus. You know what it means? You enter a campus. When you call a place a campus, it means it has different faculties, different buildings. You have hostel, you have water, you have VC. You know what I mean? Massive thing that you cannot, is a citadel of knowledge. That's why they call it campus. I mean, you are now standing in front of the campus gateway, and then they'll tell you, one day, me too, I'm going to be a student here. You know what I mean? So, what you're looking at is a gateway to the biggest cloud platform ever. Because Microsoft runs about more than 65 data centers. More than 65 the world, across the world. So, if you know what a data center is, okay, let me just quickly show you what a data center is, so that you understand the magnitude of what I mean. So because in 10 minutes I need to just break this down for us too. Okay. So let me go to this image. Of course, you can see those images. Let me open this one. Let me open this one. Image, so that you have the proper understanding, the proper image. No. That image is too small. Why are the images too small? Of course, I know you can see what I'm trying to show you. That's a data center. So this building, each building, they are like they can be up to like how do I put it now? What building? If you know that particular structure in Oshodi, both sides, that structure in Oshodi combined together, all those structures combined. One data center is always like that. That structure in Oshodi. If you have been to Oshodi and you know that structure that Ambode built, the way he built those structures, he separated them in 3 different places, combine those structures together as one. That's about the half of the size of a data center that Microsoft has built. It's because there's no time. If not, I would have just shown you a video just for you to see. So imagine having close to 80 something of those data centers across the world, and they are moving data. You understand? So this one alone, this knowledge alone is another thing entirely. So when you're talking about cloud, this is what is called cloud. You're talking about cloud. So anytime you hear cloud, data center is what it means. So it means that Mr. Tolu, Mr. Shego, and Deborah decided, they have so much money, they put their money together, and then they feel like, oh, can we build some physical systems, like physical computers? And then they built it so high, so can perform very high, and then built a large storage system, and then begin to rent that storage out to people. So one way or the other, there's a physical system somewhere. One way or the other, there's a physical storage, physical server, physical network somewhere built, and there's a cooling system. They will cool it in the cooling system is beyond the AC. That AC is like 0 degree because machine generates a lot of it. They will cool it, and then because they have enough of storage space, they will now begin to sell that storage to people. That is cloud. So, for example, that is what Google did. So the moment you sign up on the Gmail, you say Adedotun@gmail.com, you have accessed the cloud service. How I wish I can show you my Google storage. Yeah. Yes. Let me show you my Google storage. Okay, let me go to my Gmail. Let me go to my Gmail. I just want to show you this, then we'll end the class. So from tomorrow, we'll start from Microsoft Azure, where you saw that image. We'll start from there. So that we'll start from there. Microsoft Azure data center. So I will explain what data center is. So when you are now trying to do your analytics, how you are able to, remember our data, this thing. Okay. Of course, we all know that the moment you have a Google account, your Gmail, you have a lot of services. Service like Google Photo, Google Contacts, Google Drive, and all of those stuff. And then Google will give you 15 gig as a storage stuff. You all know that one. So now what I did recently was to have, he's telling me that I've used 86% of my storage. Okay. Now it's asking me to buy storage. So if I click on a Google service that sells empty storage to people, and that's a cloud. So now your cloud offers you different types of services. One of it can be Power BI, which is owned by Microsoft, remember. Another one is, of course, Microsoft to sell storage. If you are running on Outlook or OneDrive, if you exhaust your OneDrive, you ask you to come and buy. So exactly what I did. So you can see they're telling me that 86% of my storage use, I should buy extra. Now look at this statement. It says 86%, 86.3 gig of 100 gig use. So now the question now is, how come do I have 100 gig? I'm supposed to have 15 gig. Because when you create a Gmail account, they give you 15 gig for free. So now how come do I have 100 gig? So here I went to pay for an extra storage because I needed an extra storage. Now, I now went to buy 100 gig extra. 100 gig extra. Now, I've used the 100, almost finishing the 100. They're telling me, Oga, they're almost finishing is come and buy 200 gig or come and buy 2 terabytes. Why? Everything I'm doing on this laptop, everything I'm doing on this laptop is automatically sync to the cloud. Automatically sync to the cloud. So even if I don't have access to this laptop, I can still work. So that's the advantage of the cloud. Do you understand now? So it is storage, it is server, it is physical something, somewhere that some people that have money, they have built and then they are selling it out. So because of our time, I've come to the end of today's class. And I don't know if you still have 1 or 2 questions. If I was too fast, if I was too technical, if you've learned something new, please, in the 1 or 2 minutes. I don't know if I can get feedback, please. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Shegun.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. First, everything, I appreciate the class. I appreciate what you've done so far. And everything here for me, to me, it's new. It's new. And hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. You were breaking before.
Okay, I would like to understand how this last part you just mentioned, how I can automatically sync work done online into cloud. That's one. And then secondly, I want to ask for another technical issue.
You want to do what, sir?
So
You say you want to do what?
Recently, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
You got my first question. You got my
Yes.
first question.
I got your first question. So
Okay.
you wanted to say something else.
The second one is now technical, is physical here. Now the laptop I was planning to make use of somehow got some issues. So I have to resort to this laptop that I mentioned the other time. And now I realize again as we're working now, I realize again that that laptop also have sound issue. So is that going to be a challenge? And I try my earpiece, it's not working.
On that laptop, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a problem? Therefore, every other thing is working except
okay, we
for
can do it like
the sound.
Okay, we can do it like this,
Okay.
bro. There's
Okay.
always a way around. That's why we are a technical person. So all you need is have your laptop with you, okay? Have your mobile phone with you. We'll send you the link, okay? Join with your laptop. Are you getting the idea?
All right.
So when you join with your laptop, you hear what we are saying. That's not a problem. At the same time,
Okay.
join with your mobile phone. Then use your earpiece with your mobile phone. Then you will hear what we are saying. You can always view and follow with your laptop. Chicken.
Okay.
I'm
Then
happy.
the second, how can I automatically?
What's the second one?
The first one, sorry. How can I automatically sync work done online
Okay.
with my phone or my laptop or into cloud?
Okay, no problem. We will do that one tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
So what we do for me is let it be the first question tomorrow. Can quickly discuss because of our time, some other people. All right. So I would like to round my Oga, wherever she is, somewhere in Australia. I've come to the end of this section for today. So, Madam Magdalene, over to you.
Good evening once again, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you so much. Time. I don't see Kevin anymore. Kevin is no more in the room. I think he's having technical issues. Okay. Thank you. Did you enjoy the class?
Breaking.
Did you enjoy the class?
Yes, personally, I enjoyed the class.
Okay, so I know it's still very much of a new concept to a lot of us, and as time goes on, we will understand what has been said today. The reason why we started out with this class this way today is because we wanted to just give like an overview of what the data world really looks like, what the IT space can look like before we go into the concept and into the practical aspect of it, so that you can also, so for someone like Mr. Shegun, now you already feel like, okay, this is quite this is quite different from what I used to know. So you're preparing your mind to be in sync with what is going to be happening for the next few months. And I'm hoping that we're able to make the most of this class. So I want to say thank you once again for your patience. Thank you for today. Thank you for taking our time to be a part of the class and, of course, participating in the class. And I also want to thank our facilitator, Mr. Adedotun. Thank you so much for bringing in you for all the very practical examples. I almost could see a lot of the things you were saying as if I was seeing them physically. And I'm assuming that every other person also was viewing it from that perspective. So tomorrow again is another day to be in class, and I just want to encourage that we please come early to class tomorrow. We're not going to be using some people to delay some people anymore. So what that means is once it's time for the class, we'll commence. Thank God there's a recording. So for every recording that we do, we'll share at the end of each class or at the end of the week, which is the Sunday, so that everyone can go back and learn one or two things again. So thank you for your time, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful night's rest. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.